Talking to you, when I first got here, now I can see a little bit of a difference. Yes, sure. It does take a little bit of expertise and a private police officer, and he does stop people when he's talking to him. I ask him different questions, and how fast they react, or whatever their outward appearance is. Sure. I'd look at you and I'd say, well, he's kind of a little happy. Okay.
That's just a natural reflex, though, from doing this fine radio. Yeah. Tom Bauerle along with State Trooper Leon Dywinski tonight at AM 550 WGR. We will take a break. When we come back, more of your phone calls, 886-6450 at AM 550 WGR, Buffalo.
One day, two friends each shot a roll of colored film. Tom took his to a local store. June went to Insta Photo Lab at the Courtyard Mall. 1 hour later at Insta Photo Lab, my friends are done great. Meanwhile, Tom is
still waiting.
Insta Photo Lab at the Courtyard Mall has a special computer system for rapid film processing right in the store. And they use only Kodak chemicals and paper. Plus, each negative imprint is closely examined by trained technicians. So when Jim looked at his pictures, he thought they were absolutely beautiful.
Sharp, clear, and the colors are perfect.
But all Tom could say was,
after a week of waiting, I have to settle for this. The colors are off and the flesh tones look green. I should have gone to Instant Photo Lab at the Courtyard Mall.
And so should you. For super quality, super quick processing of film and enlargements, visit Insta Photo Lab in the Courtyard Mall. Open 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. or call 854-5754 for more information. At Insta Photo Lab, your best pictures are only an hour away.
All right, now there's a personal car that has exactly what we're looking for. All right, now there's an American car with the shape and feel we've never seen before.
For all of us who've been waiting for excellence in design and function, Ford has seen the future. Now it's your turn. See the new Ford Taurus today.
All right, now there's an American car that has exactly what we've been looking for. All right, now there's an American car with the shape and a feel we've never seen before. Ford has seen where we're going. Ford has heard us loud and clear. Ford has seen the future. And now the future is here. All right. Taurus! All right. Taurus! All right. And you
This is Extension 55 with Tom Bauerle, Buffalo Radio's premier telephone talk show. To talk with tonight's guest, call 716-886-6450. That's 716-886-6450. Out-of-town callers may call collect. Now, Tom Bauerle.
Back with you on AM 550 WGR and Extension 55, Western New York's most variety-packed phone-in show. Now, as we headed into the break we just took here, I blew once again into the breathalyzer that my guest tonight, State Trooper Leon Dywinski, brought with him. And do we have a blood alcohol level there yet on the breathalyzer?
Yeah, we should have something here.
For about 90 seconds or so, according to my producer anyway, Tom Calderon.
Okay, you're still at .07. It's working its way up, between 07 and 08.
I see. Again, I just want to emphasize, Leon, that I have arranged for a ride home tonight, so it's no problem. Let's take another phone call. We go to Angola. Hello, Tom. We're on WGR with State Trooper Leon Dywinski. Hi.
Oh, hi, Tom. I've been listening to the show. It's very interesting.
Thank you very much.
I was wondering if I could ask Leon a question.
Go right ahead.
I was wondering, if someone goes out and gets drunk and has an accident and kills someone, could they be charged with criminally negligent homicide? And if so, how many people do you think actually serve a jail term versus going just to court and losing their license?
Okay, two questions in there. Number one, I think, is just a quick answer. If he goes out while he's drunk and kills someone, could he be convicted of criminally negligent homicide?
Well, he could be, yes. He could be charged with it also. It's entirely up to the DA's office. If something serious enough happens along those lines, we will confer with them and work it out from there, from that point.
Yeah.
How many people who are charged with criminally negligent homicide in a drunk driving case are actually convicted? Any idea of the percentages involved?
Truthfully, I've got no idea. This is something that, again, it's the court probably would have something along those lines. That I had no inclination of even thinking about something like that. To prepare for that fact.
Tom, what's your second question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, through your experiences, if that's very common, if that ever comes up, or if they usually just kind of slough it off.
Oh no, it's not sloughed off. I don't know if you recall, especially the last few days in the city here, where people have been intoxicated and have killed people, and they are facing some serious charges. It's not sloughed off, believe me.
Okay, I was also wondering, one way, I don't know if they consider it legal or not, but if I've known that if they stop and set up like a road checkpoints or whatever, outside of a local area of many bars or whatever, anything like that, they could get quite a few people now. Would that be considered entrapment?
Well, no, it wouldn't be considered entrapment. One thing I can tell you for sure is that you will not find us doing it, or any other police department that I know of. If they are holding road checks, they will hold them anywhere, except right out in front of the establishment.
And they've got to take cars on a certain interval, do they not? They've got to take either every driver or every second or third driver. So that would do away with claims, say, of racial harassment or what have you.
Right. Any idea that the people might have of, you picked on me just because I drove a red car or whatever. Usually what will happen is it'll just stop just about every car. Keeping it out of traffic. You don't want people to sit there for an hour and a half in line and wait for you.
Tom, thank you very much for your phone call. We move on to Marilla. Hello, John. You're on the radio with New York State Trooper Leon Dywinski. Hi.
Hi, Tom. Happy New Year to you. And
thank you, and Happy New Year.
I just wanted to address that gentleman from West Seneca that called. First of all, I should say I always admire the troopers and the job that they do. And I think that was an isolated incident that happened downstate.
Unfortunately, the people who do wrong in any large organization are always a very visible minority because the media makes a big deal out of it.
Well, I think that even was more so for law enforcement because, like the gentleman had said, they are in the public eye. Now, if the division of the state police was trying to cover that up, why would they have come out with that press release?
It was quite a fairly good press release. I mean, as far as content-wise, it was not just a little article like the other gentleman had mentioned. It was a good-sized article, and it was something that they, felt should be made public.
Sure. There was no cover-up.
No.
The dirty laundry is held right up for everybody to see.
That's exactly what I wanted to point out to that gentleman from West Seneca. That's about all I really had to say then.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, and thank you for your phone call.
Well, thanks a lot.
AM 550 WGR. There was our first major slur of the evening. Our phone number is 886-6450 with State Trooper Leon Dywinski. We will take another brief break, and when we return, more phone calls from you. 886-6450. This is a special 1-hour edition of Extension 55, Western New York's most variety-packed two-way telephone talk show. Again, one line open for you, 886-6450 at WGR in Buffalo.
For us, now there is a personal car that has exactly what we've been looking for. For us, now there's an American car with a shape and a feel we've never seen before. For to see where we're going, for to heard us loud and clear, for to see the future, and our future is here.
For all of us who demand excellence in design and in function, for all of us who will not compromise, Ford listened. Ford created Taurus, the sedan and the wagon.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Hello, just popped in to tell you about Sears' biggest furniture and bedding sale. Well, there's almost no end to the marvelous things you can buy at 10 to 50% off, like tables, chairs, lamps, lots of things to make you right at home. Incliners, recliners, a vacation in Rome. Only kidding. Sleepers, mattresses, headboards, footboards. Are you bored? Well, you won't be at Sears' biggest furniture and bedding sale. There's canopies, coffee tables, end tables, dining tables. There's more for your life. December 26th through January 4th at Sears.
Hi, I'm Jay McDonald, Marketing Director of Custom Carpet Centers. I'm here to tell you about something very special that's happening on Tuesday, New Year's Eve, and Wednesday, New Year's Day. From 11 to 4 on both New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, 10 hours in all, we're opening our entire remnant inventory to the public at cost or below. Now that includes every remnant in every one of our locations except Broadway. Over 4,000 remnants in all. And for 10 hours, you can get them for what we paid for them, or less. Sizes to fit any room or several rooms. And every remnant is guaranteed first quality. No seconds, no thirds, no fourths. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Plus, we made a special purchase of high-end Stevens Gullis short rolls that you can have for as low as $8.99 a square yard. It's for 10 hours only, Tuesday New Year's Eve and Wednesday New Year's Day. 11 to 4 both days. Over 4,000 remnants at cost or below. Only at Custom Carpet Center.
Bring out the old.
And bring in the new. Beautiful new furniture for every room in your home.
During Flanagan's New Year's sale.
It's our first sale of the year.
And one of our best because everything's on sale.
Our entire selection of quality furniture, carpeting, and bedding, all on sale on New Year's Day only.
And there's more.
All qualified buyers can take advantage of these tremendous markdowns and have no payments until June.
Plus, we'll give you a free vacation gift certificate for 4 days and 3 nights in Orlando, Florida, or San Francisco with any purchase of $999 or more.
Come in and see the values, the kinds of values you can find only at Flanagan's.
See how much you can save on living rooms, bedrooms, and dining rooms. Everything for your home in all your favorite styles.
Make the first day of the year your very best day for furniture savings.
At Flanagan's New Year's sale, nobody will save you more.
Tomorrow only 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. at Flanagan's, Niagara Falls Boulevard, Amherst, Southwestern Boulevard, Orchard Park, Transit Road, Depew, Olean, Bradford, and Jamestown.
You're tuned to Extension 55 with Tom Bauerle. Heard Monday through Friday from 8 to midnight, right here on WGR Radio.
Back with you on AM 550 WGR in Buffalo. Tom Bauerle with State Trooper Leon Dywinski. We say hello to Franklinville. And hello, Paula. You're on WGR.
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to find out if how long you can go before getting the breathalyzer tested, it will register properly. Like if I was to go to Buffalo and have a couple drinks or something, and then drive home to Franklinville, and they stop me, like before I got to Franklinville, and gave me a test or something, would it register properly, or will the alcohol have gone out or whatever in my system?
No, it'll register properly for you. What it does, it works its way slowly into your system, and it will. Let's say it's like a fire. You start a small fire, it starts building before it gets to the point of dying out again. The same thing will happen basically with the alcohol. It'll build up to its maximum point, and then it will start on its way down. A ride to Franklinville will not give you more than enough time.
Sure. There's also that fallacy that if you drink strong black coffee, enough of it after you drink, you will be able to drive.
Well, you'll be wide awake, but you'll still be drunk.
You'll be an awake drunk.
An awake drunk, exactly. It's not going to sober you up. It does make you awake. It doesn't sharpen your reflexes any. The alcohol has slowed them down. You're going to stay slow, but you're going to be wide awake, though.
So there's no real set time that you guys have to catch somebody, in other words, before, the breathalyzer won't work.
Right. What we do is we take and we have a set rule. Our rule, after we do stop you, that within 2 hours of our stopping you until you are under arrest for driving while intoxicated, that we will take the breath test. The 2 hours has got nothing to do with how long you had to drink or whatever.
Thank you for your phone call.
Okay, thanks.
And good night to you.
886-6450.
State Trooper Leon Dywinski, my guest on Extension 55. This is Tom Bauerle, who has consumed somewhat copious amounts of whiskey sours tonight. An interesting statistic to cite. In 1981, there were 1,107 alcohol-related deaths in New York State. In 1984, there were 750 deaths. And the estimated deaths this year, 656. So the statistics would seem to bear out the fact that the toughness of the drunk driving laws has resulted in a decline in the number of alcohol-related fatalities.
Yes, it has. People are really thinking twice about going out and drinking and driving. Besides costing them a lot of grief, it could cost them an awful lot of money.
Some insurance companies, for example, will raise someone's premium 75 to 100% if they have a drunk driving or DWAI conviction.
But if you can get someone to insure you, there are some who won't even talk to you.
Yeah, my insurance company, for example. 886-6450 WGR. We say hello to Dave in Cheektowaga. You're on WGR. Hi.
Hi, Tom. I've been listening in the radio in my car, and I've never called before. I have a couple things I wanted to say.
Go right ahead.
I don't have a particular question, but I heard you mention Trooper Britt.
Yeah, Frank Britt.
All right. Was he located in the Lockport area?
He was out of Wright's Quarters, as a matter of fact.
All right. Well, I'm speaking 20 years later.
Okay.
But I have to tell you that at the time, of course, I viewed it differently. But today, I have to thank Trooper Britt for my life and probably four of my friends.
Why is that?
Because of the type of police officer he was. He was a no-nonsense, kick rear end type of a guy.
And you'll admit that, too.
Well, he will. But he doesn't know me. I know him, and a good number of people in Wilson and all up in that area knew him, and were justifiably, shall I say, fearful of him, only because of the fact that the stupid things we did. I'm now a parent, and I have children the age that I was when I was doing those things. Thank God we raised the drinking age of 21, and maybe some of those things won't happen. But he was one heck of a trooper or whatever. He was a state trooper, but he was a force. It was unbelievable. The things that he did. He wasn't as bad as he made out to be. I realize now why he did what he did and why he was such a tough man on the road. And I wanted to say that. I hope he's with me.
I hope so, too.
Also, you mentioned this breathalyzer that you're taking tonight, and I'm a member of an organization, a social organization, where we have a bar in our clubhouse. And a year and a half ago, I tried to convince the members that it would be a good idea to have the sheriff's department. At the time, they had a program where they would bring the breathalyzer into the clubhouse during the social evening and let people, after they consumed what they thought was their normal amount, blow into it for their own benefit. How they stood with the law. And we brought it up at a meeting, and it was voted down because they thought that if they found out there were a bunch of drunks hanging around in that area, they would have a patrol car out there on the next Friday night. And I wish that the trooper that's there would tell the people just that we have professional police that are established by us, and we pay for them through our taxes, and they're there for us. And I just wish that people could get a taste of that breathalyzer, or on the bad end of it at a roadside somewhere. I don't know if the state troopers do that, but the sheriff used to do that. Allow people in a social gathering to actually experience the breathalyzer, and you know, it's a real eye-opener.
I'll tell you, it's very instructive. Very, very instructive. And, Leanne, do you have any further comments?
Yeah.
Well, like as far as anybody that wants to have a breathalyzer test performed, for a group like that, what they'd have to do is they'd have to write to our major, our troop commander. It was George Abel at Batavia. It's West Sailor Drive, Batavia, New York. It's Troop A headquarters. 1420.
Just write Batavia. I guess it'll get there somehow.
Yeah, just put down Troop Commander, Troop A, Batavia.
But anyway, for those who may be tuning in late, we mentioned former Trooper Frank Britt before, and I had a chance to meet Frank last summer. And his famous public service announcement, filmed on Channel 7, I might add, is look in your rear view mirror and I'll be there. He's very proud of that, and I like Frank an awful lot. Now, the most instructive eye-opener to me this evening has been the fact that again, I know it's different for every person, but again, getting back to the typical 150-pound male, for me, I could be pretty toasted and still operate a motor vehicle and be right on the borderline, say, of driving while ability impaired.
Yes, you could. What'll happen is people are drinking too much. Okay, they'll start getting a little bit of false sense of security. They get a little bit reckless. They'll take that little extra chance that you may not have taken normally. The light will change. Go, wow, I can make this one. Where normally you'd have stopped. I can make this curve at 5 miles an hour faster, or whatever. Sure. You can be driving, and you before you know what's happening, you'll be in an awful lot of trouble.
It is also, I might add, somewhat rewarding for me. And of course, I'm not saying this because you're here, Leon, but the fact is, in no way will I attempt to operate a motor vehicle at this point. But again, as scary as it may seem, I can do a talk show. Now, during the last commercial break, I did take a breathalyzer test once again. And, Leon, what is the latest reading?
All right, you've moved up there.
I guess that's somewhat predictable.
Yeah.
Leon has a big smile on his face, by the way, folks.
Okay, you graduated up to 0.10.
So I am right now driving while drunk.
Well, if you would be driving, yeah.
If I were driving,
Right.
exactly. So it ain't that easy, folks. I mean, it's not, rather, let me repeat that. It is not that hard to be convicted of driving while intoxicated or drunk driving. But at the same time, the best advice we can give you, and of course it is very instructive tonight, to give advice if you plan on doing any drinking tonight, New Year's Eve 1985, the best advice is to either have someone in your group remain sober through the proceedings or take a cab home. It is much cheaper to take a cab home and spend $30 than it is to, number one, fight the drunk driving charge through the courts, that is, or shall we say, pay increased insurance premiums.
That's correct. And we call that a slurring of speech.
Which is certainly understandable at this point, as you've seen me consume these whiskey sours through the night. Again, I would emphasize I do have a ride home tonight. We say hello to John in Machias. Hello, you're on WGR.
Hello, listen, well, I got a question I got two questions. The first one I'd like to ask you is, in the beginning, we never had hours after 3 o'clock as far as all-night license. All of a sudden, we got all-night license. Okay, which puts more people on the road to drink. Okay, and then the second question is, they stopped the 21-year-old kids from drinking, but yet they have the all-night license so that anybody can go to a party and get loaded. I mean, it's ridiculous. If they kept it before the way it was, you had less people on the road.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. You're talking about the extended hours. The only thing I could say there, if there's enough people that are concerned about it, write to their legislators and their lawmakers up there in Albany and see what can be done about getting it changed. I'm sure if they got enough letters from the people, showing their objections to the longer hours, they would almost have to do something along the way there. It'd be up to them to do it.
Thank you very much for your phone call. It is 2 minutes before news with Sandra Butler on AM 550 WGR. Again, I would leave you on this New Year's Eve 1985 with these statistics. In 1981, before New York State's tough anti-drinking and driving laws went into effect, there were 1,107 deaths on the state's highways. In 1984, there were 750 deaths. And the estimated deaths this year, 656.
Right. They are dropping down considerably. The injuries have fallen also very dramatically. I don't know if you realize that.
From 21,910 in 1981 to an estimated 1985 total of 17,715, which is minus, about 4,000 injuries because of alcohol-related drivers, people who were driving while they were under the influence of alcohol.
These are all alcohol-related statistics. They're not including the average fender bender that's along the way, for damage-wise or whatever. There's millions of dollars every year just in property damage that are lost through alcohol-related accidents. It's mind-boggling as to how much money is involved when you sit down and actually figure it right out.
Leon, it might be very instructive for our audience again on this New Year's Eve 1985 to remind them about what they should do if they feel they've had too much to drink before driving home.
If you're out partying and you're feeling that you are either intoxicated or mildly intoxicated, whatever, see if there's anybody else in your party who has not been drinking, that has a license, that can drive you home. Give them $10. Even if it's your car, your gas, heck, it'll save you an awful lot, a lot of trouble in the long run.
30 or 40 or even $50 is a minuscule amount to pay for a cab, as opposed to facing the risks of driving home drunk. You can take the legal aspects of this and just throw them out the window, much less the fact, what if you run into somebody? A completely innocent party. You're going to have to live with that the rest of your life, and it ain't worth it.
Well, they been keeping track through the years of accidents, and most of your accidents that are alcohol involved, the driver or the pedestrian, bicycle rider, whoever's been involved, that their blood alcohol concentration has been at least 0.10 or higher.
State Trooper Leon Dywinski, I want to thank you very much for joining me tonight.
My pleasure.
My guest on Extension 55, New York State Trooper Leon Dywinski. This is Tom Bauerle, currently registering, by the way, a .10 on the breathalyzer, so you have something of an idea of what it sounds like, if not what it is actually like to be in studio. And we certainly invite you to drive safely tonight, New Year's Eve, 1985. Don't take any chances, not only with your own insurance, but also with the lives of other innocent people. If you have too much to drink tonight, by all means, take a cab home. This is Tom Bauerle for Extension 55 and producer Tom Calderon saying good night from AM 550 WGR in Buffalo. Senator Butler is next with WGR News.
Buffalo's information leader, WGR, keeping you informed.
The county tax hike. I'm Sandra Butler with the 855 WGR News. Maverick Republican Bill Halsey says once again the taxpayers of Erie County have taken a beating. The county legislature formally set the 1986 tax levy late today, an 11% tax increase over 1985, and also voted themselves a pay hike.
It was an absolute surprise to me. I learned through the rumor mill about it shortly before this meeting started. I did not see the actual language until it was presented to me on the floor of the legislature.
Legislators voted a 4% pay hike retroactive to June of 1985 and a 5% pay hike in 1986. Snow showers ahead, weather details too. From DeKalb, Texas comes the sad story. Singer and TV star Ricky Nelson was among 7 people killed tonight when a twin-engine plane crashed in northeastern Texas. Officials say the DC-3 was carrying Nelson and his band to Dallas for Cotton Bowl festivities. 2 people who survived the crash are hospitalized in critical condition. More snow record news. While we remain 1/10 of an inch below an all-time monthly record, Watertown has set a record for December snowfall. The northern community measured 9 feet of snow, and that's 102 inches of the white stuff for December. New York City officials have closed down what they call a hot